I think the market is evolving so rapidly and there are so many new technologies and softwares entering the marketplace. I think it would be foolish to actually say, well, it's only this or it's only that.
This episode was recorded live at Digital Construction Week at the Excel in London, where I interviewed some of the best and brightest in the built environment for a revealing look at innovation and technology. With 21 years of construction experience in numerous countries, including the U.A.E, UK, Australia, India, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives, Ben Huskisson is a member of the RICS and holds a Bachelor of Science. Currently, the managing director of Gleeds, India since 2010, successfully expanding from one office in Bangalore with 20 people to 6 offices across India and with over 300 people today. And at Digital Construction Week today, we're taking a deep dive into data that elevates performance, productivity, and profitability. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you on the podcast. I want to start with talking about Gleeds in general, if that's okay. So they've been at the forefront of digital transformation in the construction industry, leveraging data and technology to enhance performance and profitability. Can you take us a little deeper into that and explain what Gleeds is all about?
Okay. Well, digital transformation for Gleeds means 4 things: enhanced performance, enhanced productivity, enhanced proposition, and enhanced profitability.
Okay.
And I have a simple formula which I use to communicate this within Gleeds, which is DT equals 4P.
Okay.
So everything that we do in a digital transformation journey is all about delivering at least one of those 4 Ps.
Okay, fantastic. That's an excellent synopsis of what you do. So I think we'll dig a little bit deeper into that. Just want to point out that as we move forward, there's research by McKinsey Global Institute, but it was in 2019, and it indicated that digital transformation can result in productivity gains of 15% and cost reductions of 6%. I'd expect that to be a bit higher with the way tech's transformed in recent years. With the gains and reductions in digital tech being undeniable, how are Gleeds unlocking the power of digital tools and data-driven approaches to drive growth, innovation, and competitive advantage for your clients, and what you were talking about just previously then?
Okay, so like I said, digital transformation for Gleeds is about DT equals 4P. So the enhancing the performance is really important for us and our clients. And we are aiming to deliver at least 15% increases in performance. And we're doing that through, improving our output and improving our effectiveness. And we're doing that through looking at new ways of working, connecting some of our services, leveraging technology and leveraging data. And that allows us to actually enhance our performance. And some of the new solutions that we have are on show today at D505, so please come look. Another important part is improving the productivity. I think you mentioned it in the McKinsey report.
Yeah.
We target 5%.
Okay.
So that's all about reducing our unit cost and improving our efficiencies. And we do that by augmenting our systems and processes, again, leveraging tech, looking at ways that we can automate our processes, potentially offshore our work to cost-effective businesses that we've got within our group, say Poland, Egypt, or India, and they can focus on back of house. And then we've got our people in country that can focus more on adding value to our clients, being front-facing with the clients. And another really important part is the proposition. So we are, once you're looking at new technologies and better ways to use data, that invariably leads us to find new ways to create new services, which complement what we do and help us engage with clients, and ultimately help Gleeds promote themselves in the market. So it's it's about all those things. And in order to be able to do that, digital transformation for me involves five key things. It's about, and they're all equally important. And augmenting systems and processes. Like I said, looking at ways to be efficient, omit things that are happening. We looked at our QMS process, and we were finding people were doing things and ticking a box when there was actually no validity in it anymore. And we've been doing, so it's just taking those things out, looking at what can be automated, which again is significant nowadays, especially with the advances in the technology and software that we're facing, and offshoring. The next thing is connected technology.
Okay.
Because we're quite a large group. And one of the big problems is siloed technology and siloed information. So one of the things that we've done is connect our technology and prioritize our technology with business needs and make sure it's aligned. That's a really important step.
Yeah.
Looking at how you can better leverage our data for our clients is hugely important. So, we're very good in the industry at telling people about what happened and why it happened. But that can infuriate clients. Clients truly want to know what will happen and how we can actually maximize good things and mitigate bad things. So we're using data to get into predictive and prescriptive analytics, which will help the industry. Another important point is having a cognizant people and a culture in the industry, which I could talk a lot about, but that's essential. Making sure people have an appropriate situational awareness of digital transformation is important, and making sure that there's a desire to do digital transformation at very senior levels in the organization is hugely important. And then the fifth thing that I believe is important for digital transformation is the proposition, developing the proposition, finding ways to differentiate and innovate in order to help the clients, engage clients and empower the people. But once you've got that happening as a consequence of the digital transformation, I think that's a really good demonstration that digital transformation is working and ultimately helping the industry.
Yeah, I love the fact that there's an internal and an external part there.
Yeah.
That you're focusing on your clients, but how can you improve your clients as well?
Yeah, that's the way we've embarked on our digital transformation. We are looking at how we can digitally augment the business. So we're doing that internally, finding ways to empower the people and improve productivity.
Yeah.
And also how we can engage and help our clients through better performance and better proposition. That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that stuck out there was the first point you made, and that was the wastage or the things you don't need, first of all. And it's almost counterintuitive, I'd say, to a lot of people, that if you're bringing tech into the business, well, it means we can do more stuff with more things. But it's like most of that stuff is probably wastage and you don't actually need it.
Yeah, I think there's, I think the industry is definitely moving towards digital transformation for sure. I started off running a 25 years experience. I've worked all over the place, but the last 10 years I spent was managing a business in India.
Yeah.
And we went from having 3 clients in one office and 10 people to 100 plus clients, 500 plus people and 6 offices. And we've done that through leveraging digital transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't have done that without that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to touch on culture in a little bit. I think that's a nice lead into that. But I'd just like to get your thoughts on examples of work that that Gleeds have done to get better outcomes for your clients. Can you share any of those? How your tools and digital tech has helped clients?
Yeah. But one of the reasons we're at Digital Construction Week is actually to showcase 5 of our new solutions that are designed to help our clients, add to the proposition, and enhance performance. And those five, we've got. I like to make sure that the elevator pitch is really clear.
Okay.
So every one of our new solutions has a one word which gives an indication to what it is.
Like it.
So we've got orchestrate, which we're helping our clients orchestrate the data, which is our new digital portfolio management office.
Okay.
We've got visualize, which is our ability to deliver 360 reality capture of progress and issues on site. We've got twin, which is our ability to deliver digital replicas of built assets. We've also got decarbonize, which is our ability to help clients decarbonize their new buildings cost effectively. And the other one that we're showcasing today is transform, which is our digital transformation consultancy, which is appropriate to any client that's got legacy data and legacy systems, of which there are a lot. And we deploy our clever digital people into those scenarios who can leverage digital and data skills, but marry it with built environment skills. And that's proving to be extremely helpful for our clients.
For sure. But one thing in doing this podcast and doing research and doing a few white papers and reports for various clients that I work with is that people seem to be at the heart. Everyone's focused on the data and the tech, but people are still at the heart of this. With that in mind, what I'm getting is that Gleeds is kind of got this trifecta in people, data, and collaboration.
Yeah.
One survey by Deloitte, it was in 2017, but I still think it's appropriate, found that companies with a strong culture are 4.5 times more likely to have superior performance on more combined business outcomes. So, and from what you were saying about the growth in India, from going from 0 to 100 very quickly, how do you foster the right culture then in Gleeds to gain continuous improvements?
Okay, good question. So, I mean, I was the MD of India and we did leverage digital transformation. And so my new role now is the CDO for Gleeds, and we're looking to do that for the group. And one of the key messages I've got is communication is absolutely essential. And that's why I came up with the formula DT equals 4P. It's relatively simple and people understand that's why we are doing digital transformation, to deliver better performance, productivity, proposition, and profitability. And the 5 key things that are needed for digital transformation, which we've talked about, the augmented systems, the connected technology, the better use of data, and the proposition. And the 5th being cognizant people and culture. That is hugely important, because without that, and I think there's a lot of businesses underestimate that, and they do focus on the digital and the tech and the data. Culture is massive. So I follow a process of ADKAR: awareness, desire, knowledge, and ability reinforcement. We have to make people aware within the business at very senior level about digital transformation and the benefits. So we focus on the why. Then the knowledge, the desire is absolutely key. You have to make sure that there's a desire to digitally transform, whether it be on a macro level or a digital transformation project. That desire has to be there. So you have to spend a lot of time with senior people in the organization to make sure that desire is there. So you have the buy-in. So it's explaining the why and the what it is that we're going to do. Because without that, believe it or not, people will actually, instead of supporting something, they will actually actively try not support it. And I see that happen, and it never ceases to amaze me that it does happen, but it does happen. So making sure the awareness and the desire is at a very senior level is very important in terms of driving that culture. And then the knowledge, making sure people within the business know about what it is we're about to do, making sure that they have the ability, so having a training on the digital transformation macro and micro projects is so important. So we have an upskill program,
Okay.
which is again something that we do within the digital team, which is all about that, improving the business's data literacy with it throughout the business, data skills, to technology skills, etc. So all these things are important. And then the reinforcement piece is the final piece in the jigsaw that helps you deliver this culture. And that's about constantly reinforcing the message, the communication, explaining the why we're doing it, what it is, and how we're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to embed a digital transformation project or the macro level within the business. And it's only when it becomes habit that you know it's working, and that's when you will get the DT equals 4P.
There you go. I love these acronyms. I'm a huge fan of analogies and acronyms.
Well, again, it's not something I've always used, but it's something I've learned as my role as the CDO.
Yeah.
You have to distill digital transformation down.
Okay.
Because it means so many things to so many people.
Yeah.
And the spectrum of understanding is so massive. You know, my way of getting around that is by coming up with these simple ways to actually explain what it is we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah. That leads us really nicely onto the next topic. And that's despite the benefits of digitalization, construction companies face various challenges in adopting and scaling these digital initiatives. What have been the biggest challenges you've found when it comes to digital adoption?
Well, we've covered one, you know, which is the making sure that you have the culture and the cognizant people. And we've talked through how we got to that point, but that is extremely important. And it's extremely important to get the awareness and desire at senior level, because you need that buy-in. So that's a challenge. But once you get that buy-in, then that accelerates the digital transformation. And I think another important challenge is technology. Making sure that the technology is aligned to business requirements, making sure that the prioritization for investment is done properly. And I guess the other thing for me is starting to make people within the business realize technology is not just a support function. Technology is an enabler and a future proofer. So I would say those are the biggest barriers. But once you've got a way to navigate those barriers, they become accelerators.
Yeah. I like the way it starts up the talk, and then it almost a trickle down effect, but it's that buy-in. It's not from a commanding position. It's everybody's on board, which links to the communication you were talking about. Critical.
Well, I think Gleeds, you know, we're a traditional business, and the fact that I'm sat on the operations board for the group is a really important message about how important digital is for Gleeds. And I think it really helps drive digital transformation, making sure that it is aligned to new strategies, and it does help us make sure that we have cognizant people and culture.
Yeah. The one thing that I like about Gleeds, and you just mentioned it there in terms of a challenge, is that it's not one piece of tech that you're trying to push and promote. It's what's right for that client, that organization, and tailoring it for them. For me, that is one of the linchpins of construction technology, tailoring it for a client and making sure it is open as well.
Absolutely. I think you've summarized it brilliantly there. Digital transformation for me is all about making sure that we are satisfying what the industry needs. Solving industry problems. There's so many softwares and clever technology out there, and there's no doubt it's really clever. But does it actually have an end game in mind? Not always. So, you know, like I said earlier, we always try utilize and leverage tech and data, but we have to be able to elevate a picture. And that's why I say we need the elevator pitch, and we need to be able to say, well, this new solution is defined by one word.
Yeah.
So we know why we are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, right. So let's focus on the future then. 2020, Ernest Young published an article stating that by 2025, so next year, 3D printing would be the biggest growth area and the Internet of Things would dominate the market, whereas AI, robotics and BIM would stagnate. Okay? What's your vision of the future for both Gleeds and the industry itself?
Again, I really don't want to focus my efforts on one particular thing.
Yeah.
I think the market is evolving so rapidly, and there are so many new technologies and softwares entering the marketplace. I think it would be foolish to actually say, well, it's only this or it's only that. You know, blockchain will rear its head, platform strategy will rear its head, digital twins will become more and more prominent. No doubt about AI, no doubt whatsoever. So I think it's a combination of all of it, and it's just about, like I say, aligning technology and digital transformation with business requirement and making sure you use it to solve a problem.
Yeah,
that's where that's our default position, and we also need to make sure that we can deliver profitable revenue from it.
And that's key, isn't it, right? It all leads to profit.
That's fundamental, because it's not about us being greedy. You know, we have to generate profit in order to invest.
Yeah.
Because if we don't generate profit, if I do not, the CDO, illustrate that digital transformation is delivering profitable revenue, we won't get the support. We have to do it so we can continually invest and improve.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So finally, we're here at Digital Construction Week. Give us your thoughts.
Well, I'm a big supporter of it. I've been coming for many, many years. This is the first time Gleeds have actually taken a stall.
All right.
So, you know, please do come down.
Yeah.
505, free coffee. We've got some games. You know, it's not about selling. We're just here to promote digital in the industry.
Yeah.
But I think I use it for building the ecosystem, you know, and that's what this is all about, building the ecosystem, having a look at what new technologies, softwares are out there, and how we can partner and bring it together. Start collaborating in the industry.
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself. Ben, thank you so much for joining me. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.